Okay, so I've made a start on adding the colour to this. I've done the grass area in the sky and the sea. The key to it, again, like I said to you when I was doing my artist copy, is to blend your colours together. So for this grass area here, I've used 3 different greens and a brown. For this area here, I used 2 different yellows, a brown and a green. So if you just colour it in one colour, it's going to look like a colouring in page. If you want it to look like an artist has done it, which is what you are, you need to try to think a bit further than that and blending your colours together. So I'm at a point where I'm starting to add my tone to the building. Obviously this side is going to be in my very dark tone. So like I did on my artist study, I'm going to use my black first as a base. And then I'm going to use my blue on top of that to add a bit of depth of colour to that. So I'll get those blue shadows on a blue-grey shadows on a white building. And what I think I'm going to do on here is I'm going to add a shadow across the grass as well, because that building obviously would be casting that shadow across there. So I've gone in with my black lightly, I've gone in with my blue, and now I'm going back in with my black to bring that down. I'm going to take those windows down now as well. I want them to be as dark as the side of the building, but I wanted them to be darker. And I'm going to actually shade in some of those areas which are in the blinds to show that they're dark on the inside there. And then I'm going to think about adding this shadow across the grass. So the light's coming from this side here, coming across. So the shadow of this building is going to be cast across the grass like that. I'm going to keep my lines horizontal. Keep your lines horizontal for a shadow, your shadow will lie flat. You don't want your shadow standing up on end. That's adding to the atmosphere that we're really looking for in this picture. I can treat this side in the same way. So I'm adding my black first, and then I'm going to go in with my blue. And then I'm going to add my shadow on the grass again. Building up those depths of tone the whole time. Now, I need to think about how I'm going to do these roofs. So I've got a brown red, 2 brown reds. So they're browns, but they're on the pinker side. So I'm going to use those, start working that in. I want that to be a bit darker, so I'll probably work some brown on top of that. Going in with my brown, which I've lost. No, not brown. Go. So still keep that red tone of the roof tiles, but just knocking them back a bit with the brown. Okay, I'm starting to get that feeling now of the light and the tone. I'll put some shadow under there, like that. Now this roof needs to be much darker, so I'm going to go in with a black base for that. And then I'll go back over it with the brown. Still not quite dark enough. go into it with my blue to give that idea of the tone. Right, I will keep working on this and I'll put a finished photograph of it on the PowerPoint for you so you will be able to see it. Hopefully that will give you an idea of how to start fitting this hopper style into your own drawing.